Every day, thousands of tourists gather at the horse guards, eager to witness the majestic soldiers and their royal horses. But not everyone respects the strict rules of the Royal Guard. They step into restricted areas, they ignore the warnings, and sometimes they learn their lesson the hard way. Watch as disrespectful tourists push the limits and face the firm response of the King's Guard. Tourist angers the King's Guard. A charged encounter at horse guards.
Out of the box. Get out of the box.
A woman crosses the white line and gets warned twice by the guard. The horse appears irritated. A King's Guard orders a tourist to move away after crossing the white line. A suspicious tourist seems to be attempting to approach the King's Guard, raising concerns. Breaking the rules for the perfect shot, tourists ignore boundaries to capture their ideal moment. A tense moment unfolds as parents allow their children to get dangerously close to a restless King's Guard horse. One wrong move could have led to disaster. A royal horse suddenly attacks a female tourist, leaving her completely startled and the crowd gasping in shock. A tourist gets too close to the king's horse, and in an instant, the horse bites her, a firm reminder to respect their space. An alarming encounter as a tourist's finger becomes the target of a playful yet painful horse bite, a tough lesson learned. A mother lets her little girl stand too close to the horse, and the horse bites her. A clear warning to always follow the safety signs. A young boy gets bitten by a horse. This irresponsible act could have ended in a serious injury.
Oh, well, wait, here, come on, here. We'll go after her.
A man disregards repeated warnings and touches the horse, causing visible agitation. Some lessons are best learned the hard way. One intense, piercing stare from the King's Guard is enough to send a strong message. Respect the rules or face the consequences. Another reckless tourist ignores the warnings, stepping too close and nearly getting bitten. A moment that could have ended much worse. A woman touches the royal horse, earning a cold, intimidating stare from the king's guard. A clear reminder that respect is non-negotiable. After being sternly warned, this family chooses to laugh instead of listen. Some tourists simply don't realize the risks they take. At the famous 1 p.m. changing of the guard, rude tourists blatantly disrespect British tradition by continuing to walk in front of the ceremony. Tourists cross the line. Literally, they break the rules inside the restricted area despite clear warnings. Massive shout. A rude tourist blocks the guard's path, prompting a loud and forceful reaction from the king's guard. Tourist breaks the rules. Police step in and immediately instruct her to leave the white box. Despite the king's guard shouting, "Make way!" Logically, the tourist stubbornly refuses to move. A commanding officer yells, "Move back!" at a chaotic crowd refusing to listen. As the guards struggle to maintain order. A tourist unknowingly waves a flag too close to the royal horse, causing distress. The guards must quickly intervene. The woman ignored the rules, intruded into the white box, and touched the horse. Somehow she was bitten on the hand by the royal guard horse, but still smiled. A rude woman repeatedly touches the horse, frustrating both the guards and onlookers as she refuses to listen.
Shall we offer a contract?
Loud protesters agitate the king's guard horses. Forcing the guards to step in and remove them. The King's Guard follows strict traditions, but some tourists still fail to respect the rules. From reckless parents to shocking encounters with the royal horses, these moments prove why safety and boundaries should never be ignored. Let's witness what happens when people get too close. A dangerous moment unfolds as the horse suddenly bites and pulls on a tourist's jacket. The guard shouts at tourists, "Get out of the white box! Please show your respect." A stern warning to those ignoring the rules. Disrespectful tourists refuse to follow orders from the King's Guard and end up facing the consequences they deserve. A tourist steps over the boundary and receives a firm royal warning. The guard immediately orders them to move back behind the white line. Armed police step in to take action. A woman is removed from the white box after refusing to comply with the rules. A warning is given to stubborn tourists who refuse to move back. The guard is losing patience as they continue to ignore protocol. The guard subtly nudges a man with his foot, reminding him that he is standing too close to the horse. Two children wander into the middle of the changing of the guard ceremony, a serious risk that forces the guards to shout at them to move away. A tourist keeps grabbing the horse's reins despite multiple warnings. The guard's patience is pushed to the limit.
Get off the road!
A rude man rides his bicycle into the horse area and threatens a woman. His reckless behavior disrupts the entire event.
Don't touch the fucking horse. Don't touch. Don't touch.
The King's Guard symbolizes duty and discipline. Yet every day, unaware tourists push the limits, leading to tense, heart-stopping, and sometimes humorous moments. A young girl steps dangerously close to a royal horse and nearly gets kicked, a terrifying moment that reminds us why safety rules exist. This tourist ignored the warnings and touched the King's Guard horse, only to be met with an immediate and firm reaction she won't forget. A careless tourist leans too close, startling the horse, and nearly gets bitten. A dangerous reminder of why these animals demand respect.
Hang on, turn around, Rich.
This royal horse has had enough. Agitated by a persistent tourist, it reacts aggressively, making its frustration crystal clear. A father carelessly carries his child too close to the royal horse, almost leading to a painful bite. The King's Guard becomes furious as a young girl grabs the horse's reins, a major violation of the rules. This tourist seems to have an unusual connection with the royal horse. Watch as they share an unexpected moment together. A tourist irresponsibly provokes the King's Guard after a swimming session in London. Some people just don't learn. First a warning, then a royal boot. A tourist ignores the initial caution and is firmly removed from the restricted area. Caught red-handed, a tourist breaks the rules and is immediately ordered by the guards to move back behind the white line.
Down the white line, please. Sorry.
The King's Guard reacts swiftly as a tourist touches the reins. The guard shouts directly at him, "Do not touch the reins!" Unexpected drama unfolds as a tourist boldly holds onto the guard's arm while posing for a photo. A disrespectful tourist pretends to punch the King's Guard horse as a joke while his friend laughs. This shocking behavior shows complete disregard for respect and decorum. A tourist irresponsibly puts their dirty hands into the horse's mouth, a completely unacceptable act of disrespect. A reckless tourist touches the reins and the horse,
Get off the rein!
triggering an intense reaction from both the royal steed and the King's Guard. A student learns an unexpected lesson. Standing too close to the horse results in his backpack being yanked away. A woman lets out a loud scream as the king's horse bites her. An unfortunate but completely avoidable situation. A woman is bitten on the hand by the royal horse. Though clearly in pain, she somehow manages to smile through the moment. Armed police quickly step in to stop a man from disturbing the King's Guard horses.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Okay, I accept that. Sorry about that. My apologies. Yeah. I heard what you said. And I will move on quietly out of your way. Thank you for letting me know I didn't.
Ensuring the situation remains under control. Despite being warned multiple times, these tourists continue testing the rules, proving that some lessons are never learned. Unbelievable. A tourist treats the horse guards area as a stage for an advertising stunt. Completely ignoring its sacred traditions. A careless mother leads her child past the white line, forcing the King's Guard to intervene immediately. Some risks are simply not worth taking. Disrespectful tourists surround the horse, ignoring its visible discomfort. These animals are trained for duty, not to be overwhelmed by reckless crowds. A father holds his young daughter dangerously close to the horse, touching it despite clear signs of distress. A recipe for disaster. Make way, tourists foolishly block the King's Guard's path, forcing a strong reaction. This is not a place for carelessness. The guard's epic response to a tourist who won't move. Watch how he handles the situation.
Doucement, fais attention. Eh, venez, vous faites le tour.
The guard has had enough. Make way! A stern command when tourists block the path. A female King's Guard steps in when a tourist invades the restricted area. Crossing the white line is not allowed. Make way! A mounted guard reacts twice to a stubborn tourist standing inside the horse enclosure. Guard ignoring all caution, a woman gets bitten on the hand by a royal horse. A painful reminder that these majestic animals demand respect. In a shocking display of disrespect, a tourist repeatedly touches and even kisses the royal horse, ignoring all rules and warnings. Two girls scream and flee in panic after a horse reacts suddenly. A heart-stopping moment that could have ended much worse. A young man recklessly grabs the reins, completely disregarding clear warnings. The royal horse remains composed, but patience has its limits. A tourist confidently steps past the white boundary line, only to receive an immediate and firm warning from the King's Guard.
Aqui ele. É ele que fez YouTube, ó, mês passado. How are you? Como você tá? Você não tem...
A massive shout and an intimidating charge from the King's Guard, just before he yelled, "Move back!"
Get back!
The woman in the pink scarf had reached for the reins.
Not for a reason.
An unexpected moment as a royal horse gets spooked, moving unpredictably near a group of children. A tense scene that could have ended badly. The King's Guard firmly orders a girl to step back, not once, but 3 times. Some people just don't understand boundaries. Armed police intervene to remind tourists that they should not approach or touch the King's Guard horses. Respect the rules. A female tourist touches the reins despite clear warnings. The King's Guard immediately reacts and orders her to leave. Armed police officers approach a suspicious tourist at the horse guards. Rude tourist lays on the king's horse, ignoring guards' warning. A blatant display of disrespect.
Nope, don't touch.
Move back! Stay away from the horse! Move back all the way! A female armed police officer firmly instructs tourists as the famous 1 p.m. Changing of the guard ceremony is about to begin. Tourists are left in shock as a King's Guard suddenly steps out and loudly shouts at them for violating the rules. Make way for the Kingsguard rescue team. A loud shout from the gatesman as he commands tourists, blocking his path to step away immediately.
Make way!
The guards yell at a disruptive visitor who refuses to follow the rules.
Behind the white line, looking this way.
A strong reminder that respect is required at this historic site.